So wild caught versus farm raised fish and seafood. What should you eat? Let's find out now. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel where we get you on the grind and improve your mind. So in this video we want to go over the health benefits of the wild caught salmon versus the farm raised salmon and other seafood. So basically guys, the question that comes up first is, what's healthier? Farm raised or wild caught? The quick answer is wild caught. Whenever you get seafood from a restaurant or wherever, try to find out if it's wild caught. It should say, if you're like at a grocery store, it should be on the label whether it's farm raised or wild caught. If you see farm raised, the solution is very simple. You don't buy it. Trash. No, absolutely not.
Absolutely fucking not.
You don't want to consume the farm raised because it is induced with a lot of human-made stuff that you don't want in your fish. Wild caught is more natural and contains healthier fats and proteins, and it also, I believe, has less calories. So let's read this.
Yes. Yeah. So I'll put up this on the screen so you guys can read it. This is an excerpt from this article, and I'll put the article link in the description as well if you want to actually read the whole thing. So this part is wild caught versus farm salmon, the health benefits. We all know that salmon is healthy for you, but is some salmon healthier than others? Absolutely. First of all, wild caught salmon is lower in fat than farm salmon, resulting in salmon fillets that can sometimes be nearly half the calories. While farm salmon contains larger amounts of omega-6 fats, wild salmon carries higher levels of omega-3 fats. Although omega-6 fats are still good for you, most people in the US already consume enough omega-6s in their diet, but lack the omega-3s that are required for a healthy cardiovascular system. Right there, without even saying any more, in that part, what they're saying is correct, that the wild-caught salmon has more omega-3 fats in comparison to omega-6, and it pretty much helps with your cholesterol and stuff, your HDL cholesterol specifically. And they're correct where the omega-6s, everyone in the US, pretty much everyone in the world, they consume too much omega-6 fats, and by having the farm raised with more omega-6 fats, you're not really helping yourself. You need the omega-3s. The ratio for omega-3 to omega-6, I'm pretty sure, is 3-to-1, if I'm correct. So you need to be having 3 grams or three amounts of omega-3s to 1 omega-6 fat. So that's where you want to be, and the best way to do that is to get wild-caught salmon. Cutting back on omega-6s isn't necessary. I mean, it technically is.
It is.
But boosting your omega-3 intake is, which it is, you must do that, and wild salmon is an excellent source for that. It's also higher in minerals like calcium, iron, magnesium, potassium, and zinc, which are 2 of the 3 main electrolytes. Well, calcium technically is also an electrolyte, but we're talking about sodium, potassium, magnesium. So you're getting 2 of those 3 main ones.
So if you put salt on it, you get all 3, which is great.
Yeah, exactly. Probably the most perfect thing right there. Due to overcrowding and the concentration of pollutants in farm salmon pens, the salmon are often fed antibiotics in an effort to reduce disease. These antibiotics remain in their bodies and end up on your dinner table. Because of this pharmaceutical buildup, research shows that consuming farm salmon may contribute to antibiotic resistance in humans. A study from Environmental Working Group also found that farm salmon is often higher in contaminants and pollutants. Thankfully, this has caused many salmon farmers to work on adjusting their salmon feed ingredients in hopes of avoiding this issue in the future. While all salmon is a good source of omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin D, if you're looking for less fatty fish with fewer calories while still retaining higher nutrient quality, opt for wild-caught salmon.
Wild-caught, and this article is mostly about salmon, but seafood in general, you want to get wild-caught. You want to put your trust into nature. Nature provides first. A lot of man-made products, and the way we've treated animals and different foods and the way we process things, especially in America, has destroyed the human genetic code in a way, if that makes sense. It's making people weaker, and the way we process food today is not as healthy as it used to be. That's why America's fat as fuck right now, and that we have an obesity problem, and then people literally getting more dumber. Women are becoming men are becoming women, soy boys are a thing now. I think the start of it is the food. That's a whole other discussion though, but you want to start basic. You want to get rid of the farm. If you do eat seafood, I don't, but I know some of you guys do. If you guys do, you want to make sure you get the wild caught because it's more natural and it has a higher dose of omega-3 fats, which is a better fat than omega-6 because we get so many omega-6s from different foods. And you don't want any more that you're already getting. So you want to try to limit that. And it's also more inflammatory. Get omega-3s, a little less inflammatory, better on the body. So there's that.
The things with farm raised, they could in theory, because if you put it into the perspective of also with land meats like beef and pork and stuff, at least in those scenarios, they can control the amount of antibiotics or whatever. They can make these things pasture raised. They can make these things grass fed, grass finished. Sometimes with farm raised fish, sometimes you don't have that luxury because you contain them in pretty much in a big glass case with a whole bunch of other ones, and you can't give them enough. You can't give them either the space, you can't give them the loving care that they all should be getting, and all the food. Granted, you could in theory give them food that they would normally get in the wild, but because that they're in such a limited space, it stresses them out, and which then makes all this stuff happen in the first place. So it's right now, I'm pretty sure it's very hard to really get a type of containment or like some sort of like farm in a sense that can really work as a simulated wild caught. But for right now, until that happens, go for wild caught seafood, mostly salmon. Salmon is probably one of the better types of seafood out there, so definitely go for that.
Yeah, guys, so with that said, make sure you look for it on the label. Get it, eat it instead. So if you guys like this content, make sure you hit the like button. If you have any comments or want to let us know what you think about it, type it in the comment section below. We want to hear your thoughts. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so we can get those numbers up. And let's keep in mind that Mike takes a lot of his time editing these videos to get out to you, and we put a lot of thought into these kind of things. So if you want to donate and show support for the channel, the link of the Cash App is in the link of the description, and you guys can donate to the channel and help us out for the cause. So with that said, we're going to see you guys in the next video.